Well, there's a lot to talk about at Regina City Hall, and Mayor Chad Bachynski is with us this morning to break it down. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let's jump right on into it. Council discussed a new grant program for the city's new permanent shelter. The YWCA CEO says that could set a new precedent for shelters in the city. What is your response to that?
Yeah, so we heard from the delegates that came to speak to us about how, we had some paving dollars set there where they said, we'd rather see that as a kind of a contingency fund or a fund set aside for, just in case something could happen. So, really the way that I look at it is and even, my other fellow councillors and even the delegates spoke to this, is that, our hope is that that's not even used. And so when we talk about precedent setting, the reality is it could be set either way. It could be set also that if that's not used, it would show that that's not a necessary thing going forward. And so we don't know what we don't know, and so we put this aside, and we'll ultimately hope that the best case scenario happens and that everything goes as planned.
Absolutely. Moving on now, I want to talk about those constant changes at the Real District. We are always seeing them. Right now, we're seeing a new president and CEO be named, Rick Bennett. Let's talk now about how you plan to work with him moving forward, especially with that sports and entertainment venue coming soon.
Yeah, I'm excited. This has been a while coming. The Real Board has been working extremely hard to get a permanent CEO in place, and I'm very excited to work with Rick, and we're going to make some time to talk about what is that vision and really talk about the future of Regina and how Real will play an integral part in its success.
Some councillors we did hear, they were raising some concerns on that project, specifically over that 90-year lease. What is your mindset when it comes to that?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it was a lease reassignment with some changes that were negotiated. We have a Real Board that worked very hard to come to that agreement, working with Mr. Semple and his team, and ultimately it's an exciting opportunity. It's taking frankly a negative situation that was going down a not good path for Real and the tenant, and turning it into an extremely exciting, positive opportunity for Regina and Real.
We're also seeing some potential changes coming down the pipe in regards to those heritage grants. Can you break those down for our viewers?
Yeah, I mean, what we put forward, it was actually talked about mainly at the executive committee last week, and then ultimately approved yesterday. But really, it was just around what the process is and kind of the tweaks to the program to ensure that we're maintaining those heritage properties in our community to make sure that the look and the feel and the integrity of those last a lifetime.
We were just talking before we went live here about the summer, what's coming up in the summer, and I know your calendar remains busy. What are you most looking forward to coming down the pipe this summer as mayor?
Some of the pillar activities, I guess, coming up here in July. I always look forward to Canada Day. It's always a great opportunity for the community, and everybody in Regina always gets together for activities in the park and fireworks and that sort of thing. So just one of those big events that I know I always look forward to with my family.
All right. Any issues still top of mind moving forward?
We'll save those for another day.
All right. You heard that. We are saving those for another day. And once again, that was Regina Mayor Chad Bachynski joining us this morning.